Pokemon. And
Yeah.
yeah, like, dude, like it was just crazy. Like there's quite a few rare ones in there. One of them was like a $10,000 first edition. So it's just crazy how that stuff can happen, like over time and all that. So
Absolutely.
yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
it's just a cycle, you know.
Yeah, yep, definitely. So yeah, again, just something to have fun. I'm like so obsessed with music and like my career and radio and press and all the things that go into it. So I try to find like other things to do because I'm so obsessed with the music. It's literally all I talk about 24/7. You know what I'm saying? So, and then again, I'm like just a little over a year, like clean and sober. And I've just made a lot of changes in the last year or so. I'm just trying to find again, like other just little hobbies to, just so I'm not so like hyper focused on and obsessive almost over like climbing the charts and this and that. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's
Well, yeah, I
fun.
wanted to say the single "Gotta Get Out of Here" is doing well, and that's awesome. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. And again, that's the cool thing because, half the time I record here, we're in my little studio in my basement and stuff like that. But like the last couple, before this album, the last few years I've been like producing and like making all my own stuff. So it's just crazy. Like I can sit in my basement here, put out a song, and within a couple of weeks, it might have 10 million streams or on the charts here or there. Like, still blows my mind, and like I'm so grateful for it because all I ever wanted to do from even back being like a 9-year-old kid playing with Pokemon cards, I always knew I wanted to play music. So I love it. I'm happy and grateful for it for sure.
Yeah, so it's probably cool to kind of look back and see how you progressed throughout the years, and sometimes you have to like stop and pinch yourself and think, wow, like just last year I was in this position and now this year I'm in this position, and it's crazy how things can change.
Yeah, so much. Like there again, kind of like, going back. So like last January, I had to go into treatment because I was like addicted to this fentanyl, like opiates, basically. Because when I
Mm-hmm.
used to go on tour, I drank a lot, but it was all party and free booze, party, party, and I did that for so many years. So eventually I would come home from tour and I'd end up sitting in my basement here by myself, drinking like just constant drinking. And eventually I got alcohol induced pancreatitis where like the
Oh
pancreas
wow.
inflames and it like burns something. I don't know. It's very painful though. So I'd have to go in the hospital and they'd admit me for about a week. And it happened. They would keep saying like, you got to stop drinking. You have to stop drinking. 3 times I'm in the hospital. And then finally it's like, all right, I know I have to stop because the last time was so painful. But every time in the hospital, they would prescribe me painkillers and opiates. And it would just get more and more. And then the last time I got out of the hospital in August of 2017, like they prescribed me like the highest like dose of painkiller I ever had at home. I got my father's like suicide note in the mail. Like just all this kind of stuff happened at either the
Wow.
worst time or best time, whatever. And yeah, it just pretty much led me into like full on. I mean, I was doing like 40 pills a day last year. So
Wow.
yeah.
I'm
And a
glad
little
that you're doing
context,
better.
yeah, no, for sure. And a little context with that is that my mom died of a heroin overdose when I was 9 years old. And then, like I said, my father basically like committed suicide via heroin overdose in 2017. And then here I was, with my little 8-year-old kid, and I was the one like addicted. So it just in my mind, I just saw it like almost like reversed of how I was, like being the
Right.
kid with the parents. Now I have this kid. I don't think he knew exactly, but I knew. And in my it was just like, dude, I got to change. I'm a 30-year-old dude now. Like I have this career. I have so many good things happening. Why waste it? I've seen so many people literally waste and throw their lives away over this kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I'm just happy, like you said, to look back a year ago to be here now. I'm beyond grateful for it. So
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, I love the album, I have to say, and I want to know like how do you approach sharing these personal lyrics with the public? How is it for you to do
well,
that?
yeah, no, it's interesting because so kind of like a year or two before what I just told you about like a year ago, I had like a relapse and stuff and my family knew about it, but I always kept it very private just because like, I guess maybe back then I kind of felt like even talking about it right here, just knowing some people can see this and it was always like I guess I felt like ashamed or embarrassed that like I felt like people are gonna look at me different now and think, oh, he's like some loser drug addict, blah blah blah. And I get that too, but I don't know. I felt like once I kind of came out with it, just like on my YouTube channel, for example, like telling my fans, like the amount of support and people that are like inspired by it is like, oh, it's just so when I look at it like that, it's almost like that's more worth it. You know, I'm kind of getting the wording wrong, but it's worth it to kind of like be vulnerable and tell people what's happening, because even if it inspires one person or someone makes a change, or you know what I mean, like to me that's
Yeah.
totally worth it. So like when I went in the studio, I again, I do talk a lot here, so feel free to cut me
Oh no,
off.
it's good.
But like, so in May, a couple months after I got home from treatment last year, I broke my hip in 2 spots rollerblading. So after that, I was stuck in like my recliner chair for like 3 months. So I was basically just playing a lot of acoustic guitar, going through the treatment, all the shit I basically went through in life, and I just wrote it in the music. And yeah, it just came out like that, you know, and I'm really happy it did. I'm proud of this album very much so.
Well, you should be, yeah. It's, I have to say, you know, from beginning to end, it's an impeccable album. I really
Thank
enjoy
you.
it.
That means a lot to me, seriously. And you know, again, I try to put as much, like, you know how they say like you pour your heart and soul into something. I mean, I truly feel like that was a project I did try my best on, and I went and recorded it in Nashville with my producer Brett Hessler. He was in the band Creed, if you remember them back in the
Oh
day.
yeah.
Yep. So yeah, it was awesome, and he kind of helped me make it all happen and stuff. So yeah, I'm just, again, at the end of the day, grateful. The fact that I can be here and talk to you about it, I mean, I love all of it. So yeah, for sure.
Well, that's awesome. And are you gearing up for any live shows or a tour for this year?
Yep. I just did one show here in my hometown, sold out in under 2 weeks, which is
Oh,
very
nice.
cool. But yeah, like again, with the hip and the treatment and then like COVID and all that stuff, I haven't toured in like, geez, like almost 2 years now. And then the show I just did last month was the first show I've done in like a year and a half. So it's like exciting that I'm finally, you know, I obviously have the album and then finally can kind of start doing that again. But yeah, definitely preparing some tours. I got some festivals I'll be on this summer. And I'll be announcing some tours and stuff really soon. So I'm really excited for that, because again, it's been a while. So, but I'll
Yeah.
definitely be out there this year.
Yeah, everyone's excited for live music again. I've been to a couple of shows here in Boston and they've all been sold out. I think everyone's just excited to get back out there.
Yeah, and you know, like hearing you say that, it kind of just makes me think that, man, maybe like it took something like this where we had kind of no shows and no, you know, this and that, for maybe, you know, again, maybe not, but maybe some people will appreciate it more and come out. And you know I do for sure. But yeah, again, I'm just excited because I feel like people are excited for good live entertainment, and I'd love to be a part of it, you know. So
Absolutely. Well, that's exciting. And kind of going back to when we were talking about the 90s, you know, being kids, what would you say are some of the albums that you wore out a lot, that you were like always listening to?
like specifically from the 90s, or just what I was listening to
I
then?
guess like what albums you remember from your childhood that you still enjoy today.
Right, right. Okay, so the very first album I ever bought, because my uncle played it for me, was Ozzy Osbourne, No More Tears. And so it kind of goes back to, like I said, my mom passed away, you know, when I was at a young age. So like a year after that, my uncle came and visited me, and I was riding with him somewhere, and he played the song No More Tears. And I had never heard of Ozzy, and I didn't know anything. And just the way the voice sounded, and then he said the guy's name was Ozzy, I just had this weird image in my head of like this freak, you know, with like weird hair, and it really wasn't nothing like he looks like, but I don't know, something about that just like clicked, you know, like there was just that click where it was like, wow, like maybe I don't know if it was like emotionally or mentally that it just kind of like made me feel better, or I guess in a way like it makes you feel less alone knowing that, like, here's a song about no more tears, obviously going through something, you know what I'm saying? It kind of makes you feel less alone, I guess. And after that, I at the time went down to like my local pawn shop, and I would ask them to hold any Ozzy CDs or Black Sabbath CDs they got in, and eventually I had every Black Sabbath album, every Ozzy album. I would put it on my little CD player, you know, the little portable ones with my
Oh
headphones
yeah.
every night before bed, and I would play those albums front to back. So I definitely credit Ozzy as like my main inspiration, and then Fleetwood Mac was also another one in there.
Oh
So
yeah.
yeah.
Both of those are legendary.
Definitely.
Have you seen either of them live in concert before?
I've seen Ozzy 3 times, and I actually got to meet Ozzy briefly once.
Oh,
But I
really?
haven't got to see Fleetwood Mac. I would love to someday, though.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I have never seen Ozzy live, but I imagine it's very entertaining.
Yeah. Well, and that's funny too, because like the last time I saw him, I think it was in 2017 or 18 maybe. And again, I was like, dude, this guy's like 70 years old. And
Yeah,
he's like up on stage, like he just when he walks out, he has such a smile on his face. Like you can just tell he doesn't have to do it to make money. Like he loves doing it, you know. No one wants to say goodbye. And this 70-year-old dude with that legendary career is still half running out to the stage and excited. And man, I mean, to me, that's like inspiring. I hope I can be doing music when I'm that age, you know?
I know, right? Yeah, no, there's all these bands that are still going on tour after all these years, and it's very inspiring to see that they still have the passion and that they can still do this at their age.
Yeah. And I also think too, like, having like again, platforms like we're on right now, or a Spotify or YouTube or whatever it is, like I feel like that really like has opened the door for like for example me like as an independent artist, some people may not have heard of me, and then on the flip side I have almost 500,000,000 streams and almost 200,000 subscribers on YouTube, and in that world specifically it's a very big deal, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Well, it's almost like in some ways I feel like I get the best of both worlds, because I'm just a normal guy like doing my thing, but then like in that world specifically, like the anime, the YouTube thing, like these kids are just like obsessed with it. And like again, if the DMs I get, again going back to like telling the stories about addiction and this and that, like the DMs I receive from these fans that are like, man, your story just inspires me, or you helped save my life, or anything like that, to me like that's just the ultimate payoff over any like money or fame or anything that comes along with it. And again, I just hope that my music has the connection with some of these kids like I was connected like with an Ozzy or something, and I think today with the platforms we have, it's like, I don't know, it just feels like it's the, I don't know what the word, it's like there's a path to get there. You
yeah,
still got to put in the work, but the door is open to reach a lot of people, basically.
yeah, and you can have such an impact on people through
Yes.
social media. It's incredible that you can reach people, thousands of miles away just
Yeah.
through this platform.
Yeah, well, it's funny, when this album 1990 came out on December 31st, my last 2 albums I didn't put on CD, just because it's CDs, it's like digital and all that. But this one I wanted to do on CD just because, again, I was so proud. Just as like a limited edition autograph CD. And it was so crazy because we sold out of the pre-orders of CDs like in the first week or so. And it was just crazy, like where they were being sent to. I mean, Germany, Australia, like I think there was like 29 different countries we ended up sending signed
Wow.
CDs to, and all 50 states. And again, like when you look at it from like these certain points of view, like again, the 15-year-old kid in me that was like, dude, I want to be in a rock band and I want to do this and that. Like to know that, hey, like 15 years later, man, you're gonna have a real career. Like it's all gonna work out in its own way. Like I'd be so happy, and I still am right now. I mean, yeah, so I love
Well,
it.
that's amazing. I'm really happy for you for all
Thank
everything that's happening, and really hope that you get out to Boston and get to
Yeah,
see
no,
some.
I think on a couple of I get like these early, like, we call them routing sheets, where
Mhm.
it's basically the tour, but none of the dates are locked in, just to say, okay, here's where we want to go. They always try to put me like play shows like in markets where I'm on the radio, it makes sense, like things
Yeah.
like that. And then, even in markets where I'm not on the radio, we still try to go in and do shows, because, we have like a digital marketing team that does all the promotion. So yeah, I've seen Boston on like 2 or 3 of them. So I can pretty much guarantee I'll be there sometime this year. And
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
I'm coming through. I mean, if you want to come out to the show, like let Tom or I know, and I'd love to have you come out and just meet up or something, like just
Oh,
keep
yeah,
that
that'd be
going. If you're
awesome.
bored one night and want to come out, let me know for sure.
No, definitely. That would be fun.
Do you hit a lot of shows up there, or?
I try to, yeah. I try to get out and see live music as often as I can.
And you said it's kind of like starting to happen a bit more right now.
Oh, definitely, yeah. I'm seeing, all the main venues here are, packed with with people lining up outside, and
Yeah. So
crazy.
what would you say is the like main venue there? Maybe not like crazy, but like, like a 300 to 500, 600 capacity, like a club type
Oh
scenario.
yeah, so there's the Brighton Music Hall,
Okay.
House of Blues Boston,
I thought so. Okay. Yeah.
Paradise Rock Club.
Okay. I haven't
That
heard of
one's
it.
that one's located right by Boston University, so it gets a lot of college students.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then if you go to Cambridge in Harvard Square, there's the Sinclair. That
Okay.
one's pretty
Yeah.
big too.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. That sounds really familiar.
Yeah, so there's quite a few venues in the Boston area. So
Yeah. No, I just keep thinking this place, like, I swear it was Boston and had, you know what? No, it was Baltimore. Darn it. I'm sorry. I was talking about the Fish Head. It's a weird, goofy name. It was like this outdoor place, Fish Head Cantina, and it was like this outdoor club on this. Yeah, I think I got it wrong though. It was
That's okay.
duh.
It's on the same coast.
Yeah, for sure, for sure, definitely. Yeah, but yeah, no, I can't wait to get out and play and yeah, just keep promoting. Like I said, the song is kind of like starting to climb the charts now. It's top 50 on the media-based chart. It already went in the top 40 on the Billboard chart 2 weeks ago. And then it came down to 41 this week. So technically off the chart because it goes to 40. But then we should be back on this week and just hopefully climb it up, and keep it going. And then again on YouTube, like I have a partner, we do these Minecraft videos of my songs. And I mean, these things blow up. One of them has 71 million views. The other one has 50 million, 30. I mean, it's insane, So I try to I guess I look at it like I do a lot of the traditional stuff like radio, going on tour, doing that kind of promotion. And then on the flip side, like some of this YouTube anime videos, Minecraft videos, Fortnite videos, where basically they just use your song and all these different types of content, kind of similar to like a TikTok kind of thing. And I don't know, it's just so cool to like reach so many young people in a non-traditional way, and like I always say, at the end of the day, I'm nothing but grateful to play music. So I just love it. And I even got the 1990 shirt on right there.
Oh, nice.
So album. Yeah, for sure.
Nice. So there's merch that people can buy?
Yes. What is it? AK19.shop is the link. That's my record label, AK19.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, I mean, you can obviously find me anywhere, all the usual places online and things like that. So yeah, I hope anyone watching will come check it out and connect with me and all that,
Definitely. Awesome. Well, thank you very much for your time. It's been a blast chatting, and hopefully we'll get to talk again soon.
Yeah, no, and again, seriously, I can't thank you enough for having me on. I would love to maybe in the future come back, do like an update on what's happening. Like I said, when I come to Boston, if you see any dates, please reach out to Tom. We'd love to get you VIP passes, come hang out, just meet up, do an interview, whatever it is. So I appreciate you very much.
Absolutely.